Experimental. What is experimental?
Experimental research is a scientific controlled approach to scientific inquiry where researchers intentionally manipulate one or more variables to observe the effects on the dependent variable. This method involves implementation of the intervention or treatment in carefully controlled conditions, often utilizing control groups and randomization to minimize biases. That manipulation or variables in subsequent observation appear in fact allow researchers to establish cause and effect relationship. Rigorous measurement tools observation are employed to collect accurate data on the dependent variable. The importance of experimental research lies in its ability to establish causality, offering praise insight into the impact of scientific intervention. The controlled condition enhanced reliability and replicability, contributing to the scientific rigor of the study. Findings from experimental research not only inform decision making in various fields but also advance scientific knowledge by systematically building upon existing theories, make it a crucial method in the pursuit of understanding natural and social phenomena. Experimental design is a structured approach research study where the variables are deliberately and manipulated, observed their impact. Their presentation emphasizes the pivotal role treatment of intervention within the method. In the world of research study, experimental design is like crafting detailed plan. It's a method where intentionally work certain factor to see what happens. Think of it as orchestrating an experiment. This experimentation puts at spotlight the crucial part of play by treatment or intervention in the making this method work effectively. They are the game changes that reveal the inside where after absolutely experimental design is foundational in the research, systematically manipulating variables to observe their impact, treatment, or intervention play a pivotal role as they are manipulated factors, and their effect are analyzed rigorous control groups, randomization, and careful measurement enhance the internal validity of the study, ensuring observed outcomes and that contributed to the intervention. It's crucial to meticulous plan that execute experimental design to draw meaningfully conclusion about the causal relationship between intervention and outcomes.
Experimental design as a research method entails manipulating variables to understand their impact. Here, we underscore the significance of treatments or interventions as key elements shaping the outcomes of our study. Think of experimental design as the architect's blueprint in research. It's our method of tweaking variables intentionally, like adjusting the gears of a clock, to see how they affect the bigger picture. In this presentation, we're highlighting the steering role of treatments or interventions. They're not just players in the experiment, but the directors, shaping the storyline and outcomes of our study. Experimental design involves deliberate manipulation of variables to discern their influence. Treatments or interventions being central components shaping the study's outcome. Their careful implementation allows researchers to draw meaningful conclusions about causation. This emphasis on treatments underscores the method's precision in isolating and understanding the effects of specific variables, contributing to the robustness of research findings.
This slide delves into the process of selecting subject participants or respondents for our experiment, a crucial step in ensuring the relevance and reliability of our findings. Explanation: consider the slides as the casting call for our research production. We're diving into the nitty-gritty of selecting the actors, the subjects, participants, or respondents for our experiment. This step isn't just about filling roles. It's a crucial move to ensure that our findings are not only relevant but also reliable. Like assembling a cast that truly fits the script of our study, selecting subjects is a critical step for the relevance and reliability of our experiment. Gurus, participant recruitment involves defining inclusion criteria, ensuring demographic diversity, and minimizing biases. This meticulous selection process enhances the external validity of the study, making findings more applicable to the broader population. It's vital to consider the representativeness of the chosen sample to draw meaningful and generalizable conclusion from the experiment.
Implementation of intervention. We detail the intervention it utilizes in our study and explain how our chosen subjects underwent this treatment, shedding lights on the practical aspects of the experimental process. Imagine this slide as a peek behind the scene of our research. We're not just talking about the intervention, we're unveiling the mechanics of it all. It like revealing the magician's secrets. We're explaining how our chosen subjects become the stars of the show, actively participating and experiencing the treatment. This is in theory is the hands-on practical essence of this experimental process, giving the audience a backstage pass to understand the inner working of our study. This presentation elucidates the intervention employed in our study, providing insights into how our selected subjects underwent the treatment. By delving into the practical aspects of the experimental process, we offer transparency and clarity in the application of the intervention. This information not only enhances the rep- replicability of the study but also contributes to a comprehensive understanding of how the intervention was implemented, crucial for interpreting the result accurately.
An overview of the methods employed measure the effect of our intervention with an emphasis on the necessity of accurate and reliable measurements for robust result. To ensure accurate, reliable measurement for robust intervention result, employ methods such as a randomized controlled trials for experimental design, pre-post assessment, and control group to associate intervention effect, utilize objectives measure like quantitative survey or physiological data alongside subjective assessment to capture comprehensive view, implement statistical analysis, ensuring proper sample size for statistical power, regularly validate measurement tool, and considered potential confounding variable to enhance the result validity. Additionally, employed diversity data resource and triangulation methods for a more comprehensive understanding of intervention impact.
Briefing touching upon the statistical or analytical methods used to interpret the collected data. This slide is provide insight into how we make sense of the information gathered during our experimental study. This slide offers the glimpse space into the statistical or analytical methods employed to interpret our collected data. By briefing and addressing this aspect, we highlight the crucial step of transforming raw data into meaningful insight, whether through descriptive statistical, inferential analysis, or other methodologies. Our approach ensure our rigorous and technical exploration of the information gathered during our experimental study.
This slide universe of fine
of that study pairings of living into the impact of the intervention and that observed effect of the or choice object and building the tiding of or study these slides provides a snapshot of that intervention impact and the information effect of the slating subject by succinctly presenting key outcomes. We combine that initially of that research by that way for the fair discussion and implication row of the study. Result is transparency of the sharing, feeding, and contributes of overall clarity and comprehension or research outcomes.
Summarizing the key point discussed throughout the presentation, this slide highlights the significance of our study outcome within the broader context of experimental design. This slide encapsulates key points of discuss throughout the presentation, emphasizing the significance of our study outcomes within the broader context of experimental design. By highlighting the key takeaways, we underscore the contribution of our research to the understanding of intervention and their effect, reinforcing the importance of rigorous experimental methodology and advancing scientific knowledge.
Delving into the practical implications of our study's findings, this slide explores how our research contributes to a deeper understanding of the subject matter and its potential real-world applications. This slide delves into the practical implications of our study findings, exploring how research contributes to a deeper understanding of the subject matter and its potential real-world application. By connecting our research to tangible implications, we bridge the gap between theory and practice, showcasing the relevance and impact of our research in practical context. This step is crucial for demonstrating the broader significance and utility of our study.